And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel guys. I hope you're all well. Before we do get into today's video, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Guys, we're very close towards 26,000 subscribers, so if you haven't already hit that big red button yet, please consider doing so, and in return we'll keep you on the straight and narrow with everything with regards to Rangers Football Club this season. Guys, there's a huge game coming up this weekend for Rangers before we obviously park up club football for the international break. Rangers versus Celtic in the first Old Firm derby of the season at Ibrox. Now ahead of that, of course, concluding that, of course, today has been a very busy day. Of course, the Europa League draw. I'm going to react to that in today's video, whilst also going through what to or what not to expect as we go into the final few hours of the transfer window, whilst also going through some other news ahead of the big clash this weekend. But let's start with this morning. Europa League. The Europa League draw was made. Of course, Rangers were in pot 1, which was an added bonus after going out to the Champions League. And basically, our group is a pretty tough one as far as Europa League groups go. However, I'll discuss our chances on getting through. Of course, it is Real Betis, Sparta Prague, and Ares from Cyprus. So an interesting group there. If you're looking at that straight away, you want to say that Rangers can qualify to the knockout rounds of the competition. But as I've said many times, I do want Rangers to top the group. I think topping the group is very important because if we want to go far within this competition, you don't want to meet the Champions League teams. If you finish second, you meet your Champions League team in the round of 32. If you finish third, you get 1.2 million euros, golden handshake, and straight into the last 16. And you can park European football up until March. So I do think that's very imperative. I do think it's important that we have that little bit of break. And I think we can win this group. Look, as time goes on, as time we get better, I think, there's no reason why we can't be topping that group and getting through to the last 16 of the competition. It's certainly an interesting one. We've seen Sparta Prague before in Europe. We've had them in a group before. And Real Betis, well, I think Celtic played them a couple of years back. And with regards to the Cypriot side, it's very rare that you see, we come up against Cypriot side. So an interesting tie there. But as a bare minimum, we should be playing Europe after Christmas next year. If not, then of course we will be looking at the manager and coming for the manager's head, considering, well, we should at least be finishing third by a bare minimum. Otherwise, I think, there'll be serious trouble if we finish bottom of that group, honestly. Serious trouble. Of course, as I said, it is deadline day, and Michael Beale has provided some big news on what not to expect, what I do think is a bit of an outrage, and that is, of course, that we're not signing any more players. It's going to be a quiet end of the window for us. A bit like what Giovanni Van Bronckhorst said in his final press conference as well last season, is that we've done all our business early and we're satisfied with the squad. I understand where Beale is coming from in terms of, yes, there is certain aspects of the squad we could be happy about, but I do think we need competitions for place in that centre-back position. I think Balogun at the time of recording is our cover on that left side. No, Davies doesn't look like he's going to be going either. But look, come on, we need a bit more strength and depth in terms of our centre-backs if we want to be competing on all fronts going into this season. And then, of course, a tricky winger. He did state that he looked inside and has kind of given the nod to Rabbi Matondo. And I do think Rabbi Matondo can do the job, but sometimes you need to have competitions for places, and I thought a tricky winger should have been something that we should have been getting. But look, it is what it is. We're not signing anyone, which is kind of slightly pissed me off, but it is what it is. Now we've got to get behind the team and go forward, as we've got a huge game this weekend. Our rivals, of course, finishing the window pretty strongly, acquiring the signings that they've needed. They have made quite a few additions as the window is coming to a close, and some of those players, Nat Phillips, Lewis Palmers, they should be available for selection on the weekend. So a bit of a boost for them. Having said that, we should have enough, and we should be winning that game at Ibrox in front of a full house of our supporters. In terms of injury news, guys, big boost actually. Borna Barisic, of course, remember he went off, limped off, and we were worrying that we were going to have a right back as our left back going into the Old Firm game in the fourth league game of the season. However, it does look like Borna will be available for selection, which is a welcomed boost because currently he's our best left back. I don't want to be going into a game with a right back at left back. It just can't be having that. And to be fair, Borna's not done too bad at the start of this season. I know sometimes he can go inconsistent, but he's definitely our best option going into this one, so a big welcome boost there. He also spoke about Tom Lawrence's importance going into this season. I know it's probably a rinse and repeat in this cliche sort of saying, but Tom Lawrence will be like a new signing for us. I really do think so. I think he was absolutely fantastic at the start of last year, just very, very unlucky to pick up an injury, the first serious one of his career when he was joining Rangers. Just happens to be our luck with injuries. And then, of course, hopefully he can just return back as the same player and really kind of kick on where he kind of left off, because I felt like he really was fantastic for us. But going into this game, and I might even preview a little bit more as we go into the weekend tomorrow. I've got a bit of free time. I kind of wanted to get deadline day out of the way. But Celtic is going to be zero minimum. If we lose that game, I think there's going to be a lot of questions asked after Bill, just after the added pressure. And it comes with being a Glasgow Rangers manager. You are going to get pressure. I know no one really expected us to go in the Champions League, but in the manner we lost, I do think there will be a bit of pressure on him. I do think we are going into this clash favourites, weirdly enough, because Celtic have just come off the back of winning a treble. But just what the early signs of the season tell us, I think, if we don't win, I think if we lose the game, it's a disaster, an absolute disaster. If we draw, I won't be happy. But, if we lose, fuck me, I think there will be a riot, honestly. But we need to be winning this game. We need to be going into that international break top of the league. And then we can pick up from there afterwards. And then we've got Europe, and it's going to be thick and fast. Thursday, Sunday, Thursday, Sunday, Thursday, Sunday. So, yeah, really, really busy time for the football club coming up. And, yeah, I'm really looking forward to the clash this weekend for sure. But I think that's all I've really got for you guys today. Unfortunately, it is going to be a very quiet end to the transfer window. Maybe a couple of players going out on loan. I don't know. Maybe there was an update with regards to Leon King. It doesn't look like he's going to be going out on loan. I know we said that he would be going out on loan, but it does look like a situation where there was a few League One clubs interested, but it doesn't look like he is actually going to be going in the end as well. So, yeah, he might be just kept as a bit of strength and depth. Maybe he could play a part instead of signing a new centre-back. That certainly remains to be seen. But yeah, that's us. The Old Firm Derby coming up this weekend. Guys, let me know your score predictions down there in the comment section below. What are you thinking? Are Rangers going to win it? Score predictions in the comment section below, guys. I'll be jumping down in the comment section to see, because I'm interested to see the mood of the Rangers camp ahead of this clash. That does bring us to the end of today's video. As always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Remember, we do have Rangers t-shirts available on our website, so do browse the collection by going down into the link in the description or go to rfcclothing.com. Thank you, guys, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Peace.